You've seen it. I've seen it. The Amish have seen it.
Hey everyone.
It's nerd time.
All the nerds.
We will control the world.
So the Civil War trailer came out last weekend, and it's a lot of it is what we've seen.
Broke the internet.
A lot of the beginning is what we've seen already, but the end of it was what really gave it that extra kick. Yeah. What?
No.
Okay. So let's get right to it. We know that the film is not going to be exactly like the Civil War comic book that came out in 2008.
Which is majority like all Marvel movies.
Yeah, of course.
They copied the name, but they don't necessarily keep the content.
Honestly, it keeps the same values. I mean, go on about how it goes, but it's basically the same. It's just like more terms.
Exactly.
More stuff,
Because
more
the comic was about identity registration for the superpowered characters.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that many superpowered characters, let alone ones with secret identities in the movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Not yet. That's why I kind of think it's a little early.
Yeah, but that's why everyone
Everyone
knows who everyone is, even in the public. Everyone knows Iron Man is Iron Man. Tony Stark is Iron Man. Steve Rogers is Captain America.
Gave it away in the first movie.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So for this one, what basically the plot of the movie is that the Avengers are too powerful, and General Ross from the Hulk movie, also played by William Hurt, like he was in Incredible Hulk, is basically comes with a registration of that the Avengers become sort of like a military group, and only the military is allowed to call in the Avengers, because whenever the Avengers go off and do their own thing, a bunch of shit happens. New York gets attacked. Washington gets attacked. A city gets flown into the air and dropped to the ground,
But technically, aren't they already like a military operation? I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D. is military.
S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There's no such
Well, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
but the Avengers don't know that.
No, I know, but they brought it back. The president just met with them in the last episode, and they said that I cannot bring back the shield, bring back S.H.I.E.L.D.,
but I'll let you continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, he has his own division that is going to be like the face of S.H.I.E.L.D., but not S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
But they answer the Coulson.
Mm-hmm.
But even when the S.H.I.E.L.D. was like S.H.I.E.L.D., it wasn't a military organization. It was S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, it was its own thing.
Yeah,
but it turned out to be Hydra.
No, it's not.
It's military grade, but it's not operated by the military.
It's accounting to the government. Anyway, it's a special department.
It doesn't matter. It was Hydra the whole time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. Point is Civil War. So that's what the registration is for this. Is that the Avengers get called in by the American military, and Captain America's like, well, no, because
because it's all about saving Bucky this whole friggin' movie.
That's another thing, because Tony Stark is like, you know what? We keep fucking things up. We should probably do what they say. And Captain America's like, well, no, freedom. America.
Isn't it odd? Basically, he was giving order all his it was like basically military for like what, a week or two?
Yeah.
No, maybe like
Captain
a
America.
few more. Yeah, no, after Captain America got his powers, he became like some sort of like
he was a soldier for at least like the end of World War II.
kind of a pin-up.
But see
girl.
What you were bringing up with that, it goes back to, I think it was Iron Man 2 when he was in front of the council, and the council wanted to weaponize the Iron Man thing to work for the military. That's why
he was like, no.
Yeah, he was like totally against it, and that's why Rhodes
steals the suit.
Yeah, to militarize it.
Yeah. So, but that's where you see the change in Tony Stark. That after all the events of everything since Phase 1. He's like, you know what? We should probably stop destroying everything.
It wasn't really the Avengers' fault in the first Avengers movie.
They're still involved.
It's like the last one, I understand, with Ultron, because it was stupid Tony who caused the fucking shit with
but it's
with
not
Banner.
really his fault, because I mean,
it is his fault.
It was for the greater
his fault. That one is his fault.
It was for the greater good. Who knew? Like
his greater good.
Oh,
well, it was
he's up for he's a futurist. He wants the
idea was that all the Avengers could retire and not almost die every time they go outside. But which is
Steve Rogers can really die.
Well,
Well,
it'd take a lot, yeah. But
Spoiler.
We don't know. We don't know. But yeah, so
We
but
just
that,
know that Chris Evans' contract is
it's
expiring at
ending.
the movie.
That's all we know. And Crossbones is in the movie. Doesn't mean he's gonna kill him like he does in the comic. But to go, what you were saying about Iron Man and Bucky. Sorry, but yeah, Steve Rogers is like something happens with Bucky involved, and the government's like, oh shit, we need to capture this Winter Soldier guy because he keeps also fucking shit up. And he's like, no, he's my friend. You got to protect him. And that's, we're gonna see Steve being selfish for once, for the first time, but it's also gonna like escalate into like unnecessary conflict, which is more of the Civil War stuff.
I still think this should have been an Avengers movie, not a Captain America movie.
Yeah, just because
And
they're all in it.
Later on, after the Infinity War, after the shit really hits the fan, then we have all the other Marvel characters that have been released.
They said that for Infinity War, there's going to be 68 characters in the movie. Plural.
How much of them are going to be actually actors or just like CG models in the background?
That's true.
That's it.
It shows Daredevil for a split second running, and he like throws a baton, and that's it. That's all he's in the movie for.
Just his arm.
But the movie looks really good.
I feel like it's lacking a lot of characters. I mean, the original Civil War involved so many people.
Well, yeah.
And it's also great that they brought Spider-Man.
Everyone.
Do you think they're going to bring Spider-Man the same way as they brought him in the comics? As in, like, Spider-Man plays such a main role because he was on one side and he changes
And
side.
he changes to the side,
Because
then he
he
goes
realized-
back.
In the comic, he's been Spider-Man for 15 years. In the
Yeah.
movies, he's been Spider-Man for 2 years.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
And
really?
no one knows him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's only been like very short amount of time that he's been Spider-Man.
Like in the movie, he's around 16, 17 years old.
That's a big deal, unveiling his identity.
Well, that's
Because,
why
yeah,
in the comic,
because
it was the biggest thing.
It was like holy shit.
It was a proof someone so prone to hide his identity to unveil it was
Yeah.
like, wow, someone's making their point there. And
and that fucked up his life.
yeah. They shot on man. That was awesome.
Well, he did a pact with the devil, and that's another story. But
yeah, that brand new day and all that, whatever.
But basically, it was so important, and I hope that they bring the same attention to it.
I think
the same frame shot.
Well, did you hear?
Amazing.
I don't think they'll do the reveal because there's no point. No one cares. who
no
Spider-Man
one
is.
gives a shit
yeah,
about
but
Spider.
why would they take an actor then? Who
Well,
cares about
no.
a famous
In the
actor?
universe, the characters in the universe, the
Yeah.
populace of New York or wherever he's from, don't really know or care who Spider-Man is. He's
Yeah,
not
because-
that big.
No,
yet.
because they didn't announce it yet. But if they show it at the beginning, it's like, oh, Spider-Man's one of the most hidden comic. If
Maybe.
they make an introduction to his identity,
Okay,
secret identity,
okay.
Yeah, but then
they reveal it.
Then I'm afraid that they're gonna have the whole Spider-Man 3 syndrome, because we're gonna get a bit of Black Panther,
Looks so good.
who hasn't been in his own
Introduced
movie yet.
Mhm.
So they're gonna have a little bit of an origin story for him to bring him up
Yeah.
the speed. You have Spider-Man now, that's not been in any other Marvel movie.
But we got the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, same effect. Like we didn't really
Yes,
see
but
anything.
they were brother and sister in the same.
And it's not really an introduction. Like it's
they're
not
kind
really
of
their
just there.
origins. Exactly, they're just
They
there.
explain the origins, the reason for
Yeah.
them motivationally.
It's
Yeah,
it's
But to
literally
me, that
two
counts as
sentences.
one character.
Quicksilver and
Okay.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
they're probably gonna do something super boring. It's like, oh, who are you, Black Panther? I'm from Wakanda. Okay, cool, let's move on.
Well, I think the incident with
Just
Bucky,
like,
I'm pretty sure it's Baron Zemo that does whatever. He does something in Wakanda, which is why Black Panther's here in the first place. But he's
will we see Claw?
maybe
Again?
not until
Again?
maybe not until the
Yeah.
Black Panther movie, because it's next 2 years. But Martin Freeman is a character that's involved with the Black Panther comics. The incident that Bucky is being framed for, or in trouble for, we don't know, framed, whatever, is, I think, in Wakanda, which is why Black Panther is like, hey, Captain America, get your shit together. But back to Spider-Man. The costume looks really good.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I don't. It's nice. It's very accurate.
Yeah.
It's Shield-esque.
Isn't it like too comic-y the way that his eyes work?
Well, his
Like,
eyes
oh,
look
he's
like photo lenses.
That's what I was thinking. If
And they
he's
could be-
focusing or something.
And you hear the like
Yeah.
when his
Oh, okay,
When-
good. I'm
when-
satisfied. That's when I was like, this
you
is
thought they were
weird.
gonna do a Deadpool thing?
Yeah.
They just move. No. Yeah, you hear when as it zooms in on him when his eyes close, you hear the like
Okay.
as if. Well, Superior Spider-Man started with that. He got little computers in his eyes so he could like
We also had nanobots throughout the whole.
nanobots and stuff. But so
the
he could
one
see,
comic I read.
Spider butts.
Yeah, it's
so he could
Spider-Bots.
see like far away and he could do like identity verification and stuff like
And
that.
if he's on Tony's side, then you know that he's got some kind of.
Oh my god, there
Inner
was
workings.
That's true.
with the release, you saw so many talent coming out of people making memes. I was like, wow, this is so well done.
Oh, he's
And
gonna
then-
do a superhero landing. Superhero landing.
And one of them, you mentioned it, and I saw it as well. It was the Iron Spider, which is
And the Miles
extremely
Morales one.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles Morales as well. It was,
But they screwed up because the Iron Spider that they showed had 4 tentacles, and the Iron Spider-Man only has 3.
3. You're right.
The 4
Yeah.
one is the Spider-Man, Iron Spider-Men,
Yeah.
where it's 3 of them
Yeah.
with 4 arms. Wow, I actually know.
You lost-
comics.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm surprised.
You lost me. I was like, I got you at you had me at 3 arms, and then you went on, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. After that, when Spider-Man changed side, Tony Stark built spider armors
For
to hunt
other
down
people?
Spider-Man.
Uh,
Yeah, because
And
he was,
they
he was
had
a wanted
4.
fugitive.
As opposed to Iron Spider-Man has 3.
That reminds me, you're saying Iron Man did that in the comics. Iron Man does that to hunt down Spider-Man.
Yeah, because
That-
he's a wanted because he turned.
He turned sides.
Yeah.
That's something that reminds me. For the early screenings, or from what people have seen, early reviewers have seen for Civil War. Apparently, the film, unlike the comic, where it's Tony Stark is clearly the antagonist of the comic, the movie apparently makes it very hard to decide who's in the right, Iron Man or Captain America, which I think is really good because you like these characters so much that it's like you don't really want to pick a side, but you're gonna.
Well, I think that's the whole point.
You're gonna.
I think
to,
that
you have to.
if they made it too obvious that someone is bad and someone is mean, then some people might lose interest.
Well,
Or
They don't want them hating the
choose a
character.
side too obviously.
Yeah.
Personally, in the comics, I felt like you said that Iron Man was in the right, but in the movie, I feel like Iron Man is in the wrong. But maybe it could be the good acting of Chris Evans, how Captain America looks so
No,
righteous.
for me, it's the other way around. In the comic, it's obvious
Oh.
that Iron Man is in
Yeah.
the wrong.
clearly,
It's super obvious that
that
he's
he's
in
the
wrong.
bad guy. He's the antagonist of the story.
Yeah,
Because
it's a good point. When you read a lot more, well, anyway, that's how I felt,
Mhm.
and you can't change that.
I will change it.
But I'm really happy that the movie's going to make that distinction, whose side are you on? But it's actually going to not necessarily matter because it's just for the viewer entertainment. But
I really
it's-
hope Spider-Man changed team.
if he's in it
So
for more
hope.
than 5 minutes.
I really no. Well, probably because I've seen that it's been confirmed that they are at least having a fight, him and Captain America together.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And back to the costume because I want to go I want to just stay on Spider-Man for a bit. What I like is that it looks like the 60s Spider-Man costume, but like a realistic, slightly modern version of it because you see the web blasters, you see pouches on his belt, and then he's got strange lines throughout the costume, but the rest of it looks like.
Which, like I was saying, it looks more Shield-esque,
Mhm.
like a
Mhm.
Shield
Would
Spider-Man
you
suit.
say it's your favorite now? No, in real life.
Of
Live
the
action.
movie, all the movie costumes
Yeah.
we've seen, they've all been good in their own way, with the exception of Amazing Spider-Man 1, which just looks
Really?
it looks pretty terrible.
I love Amazing Spider-Man's 1 costume because it was a new concept. It wasn't in. The only thing I didn't like was its eyes because I don't like.
Because they were gold.
They were like a gold color. That was it.
And
I liked-
sneakers. He had shoes.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
iridium coated. It's.
I really like the eyes of the second.
Yeah, the
Amazing
second
Spider-Man.
one was very
Was really,
very well
really
done.
Just I wish that his jaw moved.
And
That's
then
my biggest gripe with a.
is
He's wearing
masks.
a skin tight mask. He's gonna talk. He's gonna move a bit. Like with
Mhm.
Deadpool, he moved.
Yeah,
You could tell when there were some things that were redubbed that it wasn't moving
The same.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was so hard for him. He had to work really, really hard to move.
well, yeah,
his
because
jaw.
it's like a
Yeah.
spandex mask that you're like.
You over exaggerate everything you
Yeah.
do.
But you know what? Each of the movie costumes has been pretty good in their own way. As you know, the Tobey Maguire ones were it's the first one, so I think that's why I'm oh, that one's my favorite.
Yeah,
But
not
this-
the black suit version of that. That one was
Technically, the
horrible.
first one was the Japanese adaptation of the TV series.
There was a live action American TV show as well.
Yeah, where Peter Parker has this big fro.
Afro,
thing,
yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's it was also from the 70s, like the Japanese one.
But he wears a brown jacket, like in the animated series when Peter Parker is dressed up as Peter Parker. He
Yeah.
has his little camera and all that.
Okay.
But the one in the live action, he has like this brown jacket with the fluff and all that.
I don't remember that.
You know what? More than I see it, fuck. Both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have great costume.
Mhm.
I can't even.
They-
But you see, they veered away completely from the 3D webbing in this one.
Well, yes, because they made
that's
it
what
as
I
if
like.
it's part.
I think that's what I like in there. Yeah.
It's part of it's part of the suit now.
Yeah,
it's like a
it's just
design
design,
on the
yeah.
suit. Yeah.
Like a pure design, and you don't see those hexagonal
Mhm.
shapes all around. It's like a straight out red material costume with the lines,
Yeah.
the
And
webbing on it.
he's got like the tiny little spider, and he's also got the red
Which
spider
is
on his
somewhat
back.
reminiscent to the new comic Amazing Spider-Man. He has it glows a bit,
Oh, okay, yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same sort of
I
industrial.
really like
type-
the new logo because, yeah, just the word you just said.
the industrial. like-
Yeah. For me, it makes me think of the Future Foundation
Hmm.
logo. It's like
Oh.
three
The three circles. And,
hexagons.
Hexagons.
Yeah.
Looks like that, but that mixed with a spider.
Oh, imagine that. If they got,
Future Foundation.
Impossible.
That's well, because there's no Fantastic Four, but
Well, they should all work together. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
They're breaking. I know, but they're breaking the wall. Like for instance, with Deadpool, and they're talking about Batman and Robin in the
Yeah.
Deadpool movie. That to me is breaking it.
but there's a difference. That you could say it's because it's a parody or poke at it.
You
That's
can
fine.
mention something. You
Even in
can talk
comics,
seriously
same
about it.
comics, when you read the X-Men comics, sometimes they're going to make a reference, and you're like, I'm glad they made that reference. They say, oh, the Avengers are busy off-world, and we're like, fine, at least you try to make that reference to say they're not available. Obviously, an alien invasion, X-Men are going to come in, Fantastic Four are going to come in.
And that's why I like with on DC with Legends of Tomorrow, they constantly are referencing Star Wars in that, like constantly. And to me, Star Wars
It's true,
is
yeah,
Marvel.
and they reference it a lot.
Star Wars is Disney, which is essentially Marvel, and hearing them constantly say Star Wars this, Star Wars that.
Well,
and then even
mainly
mentioned
just for the
Star
bad guy.
Trek as well on the last episode,
I didn't watch.
which was so cool.
Yeah.
They mentioned both Star Wars and Star Trek in the same
Show.
show,
'Cause as
which is
if
a superhero show. And it's like,
Yeah.
come on, people, you guys will make even more money if you all work together to make this epic movie.
I think the problem with bringing in the X-Men and Fantastic Four character, maybe not Fantastic Four if they
It's just
could
the name that we want.
if they could spin it right, but with X-Men, bringing the X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the only problem I see with that, it makes too many people with powers. With what we have in the
Yes.
Marvel Cinematic Universe is everyone has their origin story, but there's still like a very tight group of people. They're the Avengers that have all the powers.
Well,
I
and
would
then-
still like
and then we
just
still
do
have-
the House of M, and that's it. You just fixed it.
But that's the problem with mutants. It's like every fifth person has a superpower.
Not an House of M.
So they're gonna bring in the
No more
X-Men.
mutants, man.
They're gonna bring in the X-Men.
3 more.
Scarlet Witch is gonna freak out, alter reality, and you're gonna have a House of M movie,
Hey.
but no mutants anyway.
I would
No,
flip-
there
I
is
would-
a few mutants.
Yeah,
Just-
I would flip my lid if you have Ross talking to Iron Man, Captain America, and the whole Avengers and all that, and you see on the screen where he's presenting people that you just see 4 people that resemble the Fantastic Four and just unknown.
Just like
Not no Fantastic
unknown.
Four, just unknown.
Just a click.
Because
quick,
you know how the internet and everybody flipped out when they mentioned Stephen Strange in
in Civil War.
Well,
and we got nothing. We didn't see anything. Just the name. People flip.
just like in the Ant-Man movie, it's the Asian girl is saying, "Oh, we have a jumper, we have a
We have a
wall
guy that can
crawler."
crawl
Yeah.
walls.
Just say, "Oh, we have a stretcher, we have a rug guy, we have
Yeah.
a
We've got
invincible."
rocks.
One that turns.
We
to
have an
fire,
invisible girl.
just like something so
Mhm.
plain, so bland, but just
Like
a
just throw
nod
it in.
to the to the fans, because that's basically the fans are what make these movies successful.
Yeah, but with
Yeah.
all these universes as well, you notice how Civil War happened with like hundreds of superheroes. But when you see a screenshot of the like 4 against 4 attacking in the parking lot,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, this is
Well, but that's what I mean though.
But
Is
what
that you'd
part
have.
of the movie is that? That could be.
I
At
don't
the
Oh, that's like the
beginning.
middle of the movie. I'm
Yeah.
sure
yeah, they're one against the other.
because here's my breakdown. Just like here's my theory. It's gonna
I'm going to
start.
sleep now.
The shit. Shit's gonna happen. Bucky's gonna get blamed.
Yeah.
Registration's gonna happen. They're gonna fight. They're gonna do their battle in the middle.
No, it's not gonna happen in the parking lot. It's not an explosion.
But
What's
that's
that,
them
the
fighting
airport?
together. They're gonna find out that Baron Zemo is behind it all. They're gonna have to work together to fight Baron
Yeah, of
Zemo.
course. Yeah.
Who we haven't seen yet.
Here's my
Then high five and end. No,
Yeah,
and then
well,
shut.
fun,
Now,
guys.
here's an extra little twist. We know that the Captain America Civil War comic book is where he dies at the end. Crossbones kills him. Spoiler alert. Crossbones kills Captain America. We see Crossbones and Cap
Kill.
fighting each
Because
other.
technically he goes back in time.
Yeah. Comic book logic. Comic book death.
They could do it in the cinematic universe.
But you see Crossbones and Cap fighting each other solo in some street. What scene that
Which is
is
so
in...
quick. Like,
Yeah,
holy
so
crap.
where that is in the movie, don't know. Maybe they want to
Wakanda.
change it up. Oh, maybe. Maybe, let's say they change it up for the movie. Everyone's expecting Captain America to die. What if they kill off Iron Man instead?
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
all their contracts are ending. Iron Man,
That's why they hinted with the new Avengers to bring in other
yeah.
Avengers.
All the Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.'s contracts end with Avengers 3.
Wolverine will show up.
what I'm saying,
And then die.
And there's new stuff.
I'm calling it. At the end, Tony Stark and Captain America
As a section.
are going to kiss and then explode.
With rainbows.
So then they're gonna find a new Captain America,
And then
Winter
Deadpool
Soldier.
pops up at the side.
Woo!
Winter Soldier's gonna be, but they would introduce it in comics before.
And that's the thing. Sebastian Stan is still signed on for 7 more movies. He's going to be Winter Soldier for all of them.
He's going to be Captain America.
He would.
Bucky
So
Cap.
They will bring
Sure.
back Chris Evans like in 6-9 years because he
Oh.
wasn't a pass.
He's not gonna be Captain America. He's gonna be Colonel America from Shield.
yeah.
That'd be
Agent
cool.
Agent
I love
Rod,
that.
like Captain Rogers, Super Cop.
Nomad.
What?
He's gonna be Nomad.
But so just think about that. And I know you're like, yeah, you lost me. But what if they want to put a little twist on it and kill off Iron Man instead? And then
It's-
Rogers is like, I'm going
It's
to
one of the
retire.
names they use.
Yeah, but Iron Man is their main moneymaker.
But their contracts are ending.
Avengers are actually.
Their contracts.
Well,
their contracts are
Robert Downey
ending.
Jr. said recently that that movie, the Winter Soldier, the Civil War, is his Iron Man 4, in a way. So
Think about it.
Okay,
And
if their
Steve,
contracts end,
Hmm?
they can't re-sign?
they could, but
contract,
they don't want to.
money.
More money.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. money.
I know, but if it's making the...
Yeah, they're making $1 billion.
But
Well, that's why the new actors are all so young.
and they want to,
To have
they
long
would have
contracts.
to, 1, increase pay, and 2, the contract would be for another 10-year term, which is another, not 10-year term, but another 6 movies or something.
Robert Downey Jr. is what, 55?
So I'm sure, and
he
I
doesn't
think,
need money anymore.
I think Doctor
that's
Strange is supposed to be the new Iron Man face of the cinematic universe after Avengers 3.
And they already have him.
They have a plan. They have a plan to focus everything.
I'm sure, yeah, of course, I'm sure they do, but movie looks really good.
Movie looks really good. Actually, no. I was like, okay, it looks okay, but those 3 seconds of Spider-Man, I was like, I want to see the movie.
I know, because you sent it to me as soon as you saw it. Did you see the Captain America trailer yet? I'm like, no. He sent it. I'm watching. And he's like, there's Spider-Man in it. I'm like, okay. I'm watching it.
Yeah,
I don't see
waiting.
Spider-Man. I don't see
Waiting.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Here's title. I still don't see Spider-Man. And he yells out, under ruse, and I'm like, oh!
Yeah, he webs up his hands, he takes the
I'm like-
shield. I am the captain now. What does he say? Under ruse. What is that?
That's
No
kids'
idea.
underwear. It's those little tidy whities that you can buy for kids.
Is it because he's a kid?
He's a
in
kid and he's wearing
spandex?
spandex.
Shit.
Under ruse.
Yeah, and you know how Tony Stark is.
Yeah.
He's one of those.
Yeah.
That's-
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Thor and drapes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that was long.
Yeah. Doth
Wait.
mother know you weareth her drapes? And I've noticed that since the Civil War trailer has come out, Marvel's been promoting Civil War 2, the miniseries, the comic miniseries. Obviously planned. But
obviously not related.
related in the sense that but is this Civil War 2?
They have the same.
It's
Is
weird,
the-
man.
The only
Civil
thing
War-
they share is the name.
But
that's it.
it's not.
Yeah.
What's it about? It's not about registration of whatever. It's just
They want
for some reason all the heroes are fighting each other again.
It's a sequel to the Secret Wars Civil War
Like the Battle World
version.
thing.
Yeah, it's only a sequel of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nothing else.
But I just, it's very not convenient, but clearly planned that Civil War trailer's out now. Start pushing the Civil War comic, and people want to read the old comic, which
That's
is
why I'm wondering
fantastic. So they should.
if the movies are coming up, why aren't they publishing more comics about stuff? And the latest Doctor Strange is fucking amazing, but then what is following up Iron Man? What is following up Captain America if they're retiring from their role? Not much.
In the movies?
No, in the comics.
Or in the comics?
They usually push a lot of comics about it. I don't see anything
'Cause-
following up.
I haven't read comics in like a year and a half, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. But besides pushing away Fox-related characters to almost nothing, wait, isn't like Steve Rogers back as Captain America though in the
Yeah.
comics?
Coming
well, soon.
So
with his
there you
old
go.
school shield.
So there you go. Oh yeah. So there you go.
No,
Okay.
Steve Rogers is retiring in the movies. That's exactly what I'm saying. There's
Well, you don't know that.
But he's
Not
I
yet.
don't know yet, but
It hasn't been confirmed.
And technically, if you follow comic books, he should die.
That's true.
he should die. But
While kissing Tony Stark and exploding after.
with the exception of
I'm calling it.
as far as adaptation goes, whatever they put into the movie as the movie, even if it's based on something, the books do not matter once the movie is out.
Mm.
We are, and we are all the nerds.
It's weird being on this side.
I know. When I was over there last time.
I'm like, huh, what?
It's the winner's side.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna argue with that. I don't feel like it. My head hurts.
All right. Okay.
Look who I'm with. So.